Okay, here we are, live number 2. What a special Monday this is. I don't typically make 2 lives, even on the rare occasion that I make a live. The days that I make 2 lives are very few and far in between, so this is a good day because I'm gonna offer you all some more, knowledge and information, that, hopefully will benefit you, on your journey, as you travel throughout this holiday season. Because it doesn't always have to be so serious, and when I come on these lives, of course, I'm always wanting to empower you and give you the information that you need. But for now, I just wanna do something really quick and easy. It is 5 tips to beat jet lag this holiday season. It comes from this newsletter sent to me by Bon Charge, who are the fine purveyors and makers of these blue light blocking glasses. So these are blue blockers. And no, this is not a paid partnership with Bon Charge, although Bon Charge, reach out. Yeah, I have several of your products, including this handy dandy one right underneath my laptop. Excuse me here, which absorbs EMFs. Because if you don't think that ish is real, yeah, not quite sure the planet you've been living on. Just kidding. I digress. All right, keeping this light and cheerful, yeah, fun and bubbly. And one more thing before I get into the 5 tips to help you beat jet lag this holiday season. Can you believe we're already venturing into the holiday season, by the way? This is wild. I don't even know how we got to nearly the end of 2023. Before I get into those 5 tips on how to beat jet lag this holiday season, I'm going to just share with you a little fun fact that I learned just the other day. This is my little pumpkin spice mocha that I've made at home. And did you know that pumpkin spice has absolutely no pumpkin? So I was at the grocer's the other day. Yeah, this is just a little short tangent. And I was purchasing some spices and what have you, and Simply Organic, which is a brand that I frequent often. Again, not a sponsorship of any sort, but I just happen to buy their spices a lot because, well, let's face it, they're organic and I'm all about that. So it turns out, yeah, that whilst I was at the grocer's and I turned around, this pumpkin um, spice jar that Simply Organic had. And I looked at the ingredient list because I'm like, well, I would like to make my own pumpkin spice at home. So what's in it? It turns out, ladies and gentlemen, that in pumpkin spice, there's no real pumpkin, but the following ingredients in a pumpkin spice are cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and cloves. And so that's what I have here. I made some vegan chocolate ganache with obviously organic chocolate. I have some nut milk, and then I spiced it with just organic cinnamon, organic ginger, organic nutmeg, and organic cloves, and it tastes literally just like a pumpkin spice latte. It's very soothing and comforting to the heart, body, mind, and soul, I reckon. And I just wanted to share that with you as a little tidbit that if you're wanting to make pumpkin spice lattes at home, because 'tis the season, there's no pumpkin. No pumpkin spice latte. So just buy your organic cinnamon, organic ginger, organic nutmeg, organic cloves, and just season accordingly. And Bob's your uncle, and just enjoy your hot bevy for the summer. Excuse me, going into this winter season because I personally love hot bevies. So this is the season where I get to really indulge in my hot cocos and hot chais. Yeah, but back to how to beat jet lag. 5 tips. I'm going to just run through them quickly, and then we're going to jump live, and you're going to go back and have an amazing Monday because that's what you are meant to be doing. So what are those 5 tips? Yeah. Tip number 1, remove your shoes if you can do, right? So grounding is free, and you can do this for anywhere if it aligns with your destination. Now, if you're in Norway, hi Magda, it might be a little bit difficult and challenging to out there and ground, but you could also hug trees. Perhaps you could pop open your Canada Goose or your Macage or whatever winter gear you have and just hug a tree. You just really want to connect with nature to help you ground. Because when you do that, even if a vast distance, that kind of helps you to mesh with that time zone by virtue of you connecting with the life form on that particular continent and or country. You want to just become at one with nature as quickly as possible. So due to the fact that we wear a lot of synthetic clothes, like shoes, you want to remove as much of that as possible, right? That's going to be critical if you're looking to avoid jet lag over this holiday season. Most of us will be traveling, so believe you me, you're going to want to connect to nature, the sunrise, so addressing your circadian rhythm. If you're able to remove your socks and ground, great. If you're able to hug a tree, do that. Don't see why you wouldn't be able to hug a tree. I hug trees in Canada all the time, and it's freezing over there, even colder than Norway. So on arrival, take your shoes and socks if you're that fortunate. Grass, soil, Earth's magnetic field, connect all to let the Earth's magnetic connect you to your new location and time zone, because you are again with nature and you're always in communication. Inside, internally, you're communicating with the external, vice versa. External is also external. So these times with nature are extremely beneficial and pertinent if you're wanting to avoid. Tip number one, remove your socks, your footwear, to connect to grass, soil, sand, or hug a tree. Number two, nap in complete darkness. For a long haul travel where sleep is required, ensure you wear a blackout mask to block out all light to allow for the optimal level of sleep and restoration. Now, I'm not in the business of telling people to go buy things. Everyone has whatever resources they have available to them. There are other ways to sort of create the same effect, perhaps a headscarf. If you are a melanated person and you wrap your hair at night, perhaps you could pull that wrap down, that scarf down. So I'm not saying you have to go buy something. If you have the ability to create a really dark space, maybe with blackout curtains, do that. But again, I'm not asking you to go out and spend money, but just create a dark environment. Darkness, by the way, also gets a bad rep because whilst they're out there telling us to follow the light, yeah, what are you doing when you're praying? You're in darkness. And what are you doing when you're meditating? Also, you're in darkness. And what do you do when you're sleeping and repairing and restoring? Darkness. So find your darkness and stick to it. See the trickery out there? Time your eating. Tip number three, yeah? If you're traveling to a time zone, time your meals to your destination time zone to help your body clock, to help set your body clock to the new time zone. So ways that you could help support that is I always travel, especially since doing my detox, with like some nuts. So if like I'm not able to eat, or if it's not like the right time for me to eat, I always keep some like sprouted nuts. Again, this is not a paid partnership or collaboration, although Lark Ellen Farms, I do buy a lot of your products, so just kidding you. But get some healthy sprouted nuts or seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Those are wonderful for having with you on the go, in the car, in your purse, in your carry-on, just as a little something to tie you over. If you know that it's not the right time to eat, if it doesn't align with the time zone that you're traveling to, try not to eat a major meal. Instead, have a little snack like those nuts or a handful of berries or something very light and minuscule, just to sort of taper the hunger. And that way you can eat at the appropriate times. That will help you adjust. And when you adjust your meals, you're going to also be able to better adjust your circadian rhythm, which is your sleep-wake cycle. Number four, shield from EMF. Now remember, you have to take in mind that this newsletter did come from Bon Charge, who are the same people that made these blue blockers. So they're obviously going to always want to sell and promote their EMFs. However, I will say that as a health coach, EMFs is a major matter when it comes to toxicity load. And it is one of the key things that we look to reduce when working with clients is your exposure to toxicity load. And EMFs play a part in that because that's radiation, right? Like, who would be healthy and well working at a radiation plant or being exposed to like microwaves, or even standing in front of a microwave all day, right? All of this stuff, as you know, breaks down your cells. It breaks down your DNA, quite literally. It breaks your DNA, right? So you want to curb the amount of time that you spend around devices. Things that you could do, yeah, even in your hotel room, at your B&B, at your family home, if you're returning home for the holidays. Unplug everything that's not being utilized. Spend more time outside and away from devices. Put some space between you and your devices. Those mobile phones, well, mine is being used for this Instagram, are not meant to be next to your head. You've probably heard rumors, and they're not rumors, there are actual studies that have proven that bringing your mobile phone to your head, right, can lead to higher risks of brain cancers and tumors. And they've noticed that association, that it also depends on the side that you're holding it on. So this, if you're using it on your left side, you're going to see that you're increasing the likelihood of tumors and brain cancer on that particular side of the brain. Also, you don't want to carry it next to your heart or your chest. For the ladies out there, not in your strap, in your bra strap. Don't do that. It's definitely not near the reproductive organs. If you're wearing yoga gear like I am all the time, do not, by any stretch of the imagination, put any devices in and around your root chakra or your reproductive organ, especially if you're in your on your health journey. Reduce the amount of contact, physical contact, with exposures to the best of your ability. So whether you're traveling by plane, train, car, or boat, non-native EMFs will likely be in abundance, and these ambient EMFs can and will impact sleep, disrupting your natural energetic flow and hinder your well-being. Try incorporating EMF radiation shield clothing, which is a thing, by the way, and products into your travel. There are an abundance to choose from. So things that I do to help are speakerphone, right? I don't ever put it to my head. And if I need to have a private conversation, I'll use the corded device. So I'm not using Bluetooth, because again, that's also harmful. Again, any EMF blockers that you have, I use this underneath my laptops. It absorbs. I also have a sticker, an EMF absorber attached to my iPhone. You could do that for the kiddos as well with their iPads, although we should be having a conversation about your kids even having iPads and having them anywhere near their vicinity. Not in terms of like the content that they're consuming so much, but again, it is very, very toxic to their body, and they're very small beings who are still very much building their immune system and their strength. It's horrible for their eyes. We've seen massive decline in developmental cognition, memory skills. A great deal of ADHD is developed by kids that are exposed to a lot of devices and screen time, especially between the ages of 0 and 3. And so for those reasons, that's why, as your health coach, I would advise you to everyone just take a break. Take a break. Spend as much time as you can socializing, engaging in conversation, playing board games, going outside, having fun, laughing in the leaves, make snowflakes and snowmen, not make snowflakes, but make snowmen, if it's snowing wherever you are. It's snowing in Canada. So make the best of it, spend time in nature, with nature, and reduce your toxic load. And also, because nature is so amazing, foliage outside, being around loads of trees and all that actually helps to pull that radiation out, and helps to detoxify the body. Getting your feet on the ground connected to grass also helps to pull out that radiation from the body, that toxicity, that load that gets stuck, because it's an energy field, right? It goes into the body, and then there's no way for the body to excrete it. It's not like it's going to come out of your poop. What do you do when you've absorbed too much EMF? It's got to leave somewhere. So again, hugging trees, bare feet to the earth will help. But whatever you can do that you can afford, whatever resources you have, again, I'm not advocating for you to spend money and buy things, but do your best to apply common sense and just reduce the amount of times that you're in front of, or engaged with devices in general. Unplug things that aren't in use, reduce dirty electricity in the home, which is again also impacting your overall health, et cetera, et cetera. We could get deeper into this, but that's what my website is for. So reach out to me on AlkaliYogi.com if you want to speak more about toxic load. And lastly, block all blue light. So how do you do that? Again, reduce screen time if you can. Get yourself some blue blockers, great. And if you just don't have the resources, then just read books, read journals, read newspapers, preferably things that are positive though. Don't get inundated with all the negative stuff. Remember, that's what sells. So oftentimes papers and books that are salacious and all that will do really, really well. But what good is it doing for your central nervous system? So think about that. Consider yourself and your own well-being before you consider what the masses are consuming, and whether you should be going along with that and consuming what everyone else is doing. So blocking all blue light can be as easy as just reducing your screen time, which we've just covered, reducing your engagement with devices. And if you have the resources, obviously buying things like harmonizing stickers, blue light blockers. You can also get shields for like your phones as well to help block blue light, sometimes to a degree, sometimes all blue light gets blocked out. Because again, if you're traveling and you require adjusting to a new time zone, blue light blocking glasses can help you shifting your clock, your circadian rhythm, so that you'll sleep at the appropriate time. So these, I hope, were some quick tips that you'll find useful for this holiday season. And just a quick reminder, before we get going today, that your health travels with you, right? And your healthy lifestyle travels with you. So if you are training when you're at home, train on your holidays. If you practice yoga when you're at home, take your travel mat with you, or find a studio or find a YouTube channel and practice on a mat. If you can't bring your mat with you, practice on a towel, practice on the floor, but take your practice with you, because your health uh, is the result of a healthy lifestyle, right? And that lifestyle should go with you and should stay with you regardless. It doesn't take a holiday, so to speak. So hopefully that was helpful, and if not, what can I say? You missed out. Until next time, have a great one, guys. See you soon. Bye.